Hello, my name is Miss Leslie. Welcome to my class. Today we're going to make the best homemade bread. I've had it a long time. My family just loves it. It's light and it's fluffy and it's delicious. It's a recipe that I adapted from another recipe, but I'll tell you the changes that I made, and I think it's going to be a new family favorite for you too. And it's so easy. Okay, let's get started. We've got 10.5 cups of white flour. So I measured this already, and I'm gonna put it in this bowl. And then we've got 3 cups of water, and I always like to let my water sit out for a little bit so the chlorine evaporates, because the chlorine kind of doesn't mix too well with the other ingredients. We got a 1/3 cup of sugar, put that in, and a 1/3 cup of butter. We'll get that in. And this recipe is also going to be one that you're going to let sour for like 18 to 24 hours. So it only needs a 1/2 teaspoon of yeast. So that's really awesome. And then 2 tablespoons of salt. And with bread, we're going to use our hands. So make sure your hands are clean, and everything that you're using is clean. And then you can just start kneading this. And really with this bread dough, because you are letting it sour, you don't have to knead it for very long if you don't want. If you would like to just get the ingredients put together, you can do that. If you want to knead it a little bit longer, you can do that. And absolutely, you can use your mixer bread hook if you want. And definitely, you can use a bowl and knead it with your hand, like the same way people have done for probably thousands of years. So the way I knead is I scoop the bread up and then I push it down. And I grew up with my mom making bread, so she always kneaded it by hand, and I think she still does. And it's amazing. Her bread is amazing. So, lot of bread makers out there, because in my family, and probably yours too, because it's just a very satisfying thing to do. And really the smell of homemade bread, can't beat that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let this, this is almost all incorporated. As you can see, it's pretty good. And with most kneading, you have to knead for like 5 to 7 minutes, and you're welcome to do that with this recipe if you want. But if you don't want, at this point right here where everything is incorporated, it would be fine to set aside and let it start its magical process of souring and whatever other stuff it does. I think the souring process really brings out some beautiful flavors and textures, and something that you might have to work a lot harder for if you put it together and did like a 3-hour process for a bread recipe, which is what I used to do. And sometimes the bread would turn out fabulous and sometimes it wouldn't. So with this, I found it's like success every time. So there you go. I'm gonna let this sour in. I just use this Rubbermaid bucket I got from Sam's Club. Put a little oil in the bottom of it, and then I'm going to put it in and turn it, and then that's all I'll do. I'll set it aside. I just put the lid upside down because I want it to still breathe, and I'll set it aside for, you know, tomorrow. I'll make it into whatever it is that I want to do, like maybe bread or rolls. Today I'm just gonna do bread, but you can definitely do the other. And this is what it looks like. So It went from that little half container full of bread to this. And then what you'll do to shape it is you just knead it down. You can see it's really, really beautiful texture. And then I like this will make 3 loaves. And I love doing that because then I'm not making bread every day. I'm making it, you know, like every other day or every 3rd day. But bread loves to be rolled. So you can take your bread dough. You can put a little oil in the bottom of a bowl. And then you can put your bread dough in it. Flatten it out like this. And then just roll it really tightly. And you got a really quick little loaf. Since it already has oil on it, I'm just going to turn it like this. And I love stainless steel bread pans because I think that it doesn't take any of the metal taste and put it into the bread. But whatever pan you have, I'm sure is fine. And even like a cookie sheet. You could put this on a cookie sheet. Rolling it is what really helps it to rise. And if I was gonna do it on a cookie sheet, I would probably leave it a little thinner, like maybe something like this, and lay it on the cookie sheet. But for this bread pan, I'm just gonna put it in, scrunch it up a little bit. And because I'm gonna put oil in this bowl, but the other pan I didn't. So, I mean, I didn't get the extra oil in the bowl. So this one will be fine. So I'm gonna roll this up again. And you can just tuck the ends under as well and get your pretty little loaf. And I'm gonna put this aside here. And so I've got 3 loaves. I'm gonna let them rise 2 hours. And then I'm going to bake them at 385 for 50 minutes. Well, let's see what this bread tastes like. My daughter said it's so good, she doesn't even need to put anything on it. So we'll see what it tastes like. So that's amazing bread. Enjoy this recipe and have fun sharing it with your family and friends. All right, thanks. We'll see you next time.